Welcome back. It is Monday. What's the date today, Mary?
Today is the 14th.
Today is the 14th. That's right. My good friend Steve Altman's birthday. It's also Einstein's birthday, I believe. Anyway, we're going to start off a new week here, and we got all kinds of interesting stuff to do, so let's get on with it. So as you can see, we clearly have the soundboard out again, and as it turns out, there's a software issue, and we should be able to get all 10 functions to work. And so now Mary's working on that and been working on it all day and talking to Randy Newbert, who has been immensely helpful in trying to get this darn thing to work right. And it seems that other people have had problems with the same board. Now, here's the problem. Mary did a lot of research, as did I, and as did Randy Newbert, and there simply are no other boards on the internet available that we know of that will work. There's this company here, their latest one works only with headphones, or you have to have an amplified system for it. We found that out because we got one, and we need an amplifier, we need this, it's just starting to get ridiculous. And on top of that, they're really difficult to program and get to play more than 5 out of the 10 sounds. And we're not the only ones running into this problem. So it's really been a problematic thing to putting a simple soundboard in this. Now, if I had an engineer like Adam Savage to come over, I'd say, here, go do this. But we don't. And so we're trying to do the best we can with what we have. Out here, we have Giselle. And Giselle is working away on the overflows for the wonderful hands that were sculpted. And they really are wonderful. I mean, look how cool those things are. So she's getting the overflows on here because we're going to make molds of these.
Finally!
Well, we'll start tomorrow anyway, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then, of course, you know about that. Randy Newbert's mask. And John here is, and me are going back over the chair one more time. Yes, here it is. We're on the 4th week. And I was really unhappy with this grill here. It was like this. And it's the material, and it's so hard to get to work with. So I found out, because John suggested maybe we heat it. Well, my first attempt at heating it with a heat gun didn't work out so well. What the hell is that? I mean, you know. So, and a couple more tries, and then I ran out of material, but I had one piece left, and I very lightly heated it and flattened it, and we got a really nice, good fit. See, Lou? Okay. Now, these are covered up right now, but I'll show you something else I did, which is really cool. This will turn the soundboard, if it ever works, off and on, and this turns on those, okay? Looks like it. There we go. Yep. And this one turns on that one, so we can turn on that one. And then this one turns on, I think, that one. Yeah. How cool is that? So, you know, we got more functions over here, and if the 10 sounds work on the card, we'll be able to, the other switches will activate those sounds as well as we know these already work, and then this will work. So that's what we've been doing. And on top of that, John has been gone back over, and so has Paul. The entire thing, it's primered right now, but to get it even smoother. They just saw stuff we didn't like, they didn't like, and said, you know what, we're gonna fix that. And so now John's preparing to actually paint the right color on it again, thus having a very perfect chair. Of course, here's the Madison chair out of the actual chair base itself. You can see how much this looks like an actual Madison chair. They did a really good job. And what Monday wouldn't be complete without going up the stairs at SNG and showing what Paul's working on. And Paul's working on, yeah, he's working on grills. Oh, we have oh no, I see. You just did some.
Just did some filling, yeah.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of gaps.
Yeah.
No, that works fine.
Gaps.
Yeah, but these look really, really nice.
Yeah. So some more weathering to finish it off.
Yeah. Okay. And then this is
a bit like welding.
Then this is done today.
Yeah, this is done. Yeah, yeah.
Complete. And next up is to put it all back together with this, hook everything up,
test it,
and test it.
Yeah.
And here we go. Paul got the screens in, the vents in the bottom, which this model, remember, never had. They weren't even included. They weren't even mentioned. And thanks to Elliot Brown and Paul, Steve Fisher now has real grills and real vents. So, yeah, John has repainted the whole chair. It has to dry. And tomorrow we put it back together, and now it's really done. So, except for the soundboard, which Mary has been working on all day and has been to numerous locations on the internet and people and Randy to get help to get the board working. It doesn't work. Okay, here it is. It is Tuesday, and what I've done, I'll show you what I've done. I made these. I got some balsa wood from Michael's. I didn't know they had it. I shaped up some very simple shapes here that work around this. And then I drop it on the floor. Now, so what I've got is I vacuum formed it on the vacuum form over there. Give you a long, good look at it. A lot of you people have asked me about this vacuum form. And Kobe used this on Next Generation to make medical tricorders and all that kind of stuff. This is a very high-end, very good vacuum form. You see how this lifts up and lifts down. These tighten it up. This goes up to here where the burners are. You put the plastic in there. You drop the whole thing down. I mean, this is really a class act, and I can never, ever thank Kobe enough for letting us have this fine tool that's made our life so much easier. So what I did is I vacuum formed clear PETG, very thick stuff that I also got from Elliot Brown, who was very kind to give us a big stack of it, over this form. And what it produced is this. And the battery fits, and I learned this from Pat Triddle, who did this wonderful Akula submarine. It was like an entry-level submarine, and the entire watertight cylinder for all the electronics, and even the battery, was made out of vacuum formed plastic this thickness. And you see what this does. Now all I have to do is silicone around this, and silicone over this, and that's watertight. And you can do this with multiple batteries, and you can charge them in here. Even if it gets a little warm in there, it has no problems, no effect on it. And you never have to worry about using plastic bags that leak, balloons that leak or eventually rot, or any of that kind of stuff. And you can see if there's water in there. So if there is a leak, you can open it up, take the silicone off, re-silicone it, dry the batteries out. This is a really great way to go. I'm going to do this for all my subs that have the batteries on the outside of the watertight cylinder. So here we are, it's all together. I used some nice silicone here, and silicone the opening, and of course all the way around the edges. You can see how clear it is. That means I've got a good seal all the way around. Put the clips on it. This will sit till tomorrow, and that's it. This will work really, really good. Aha, Rosie the Wonder Dog with Giselle. And over here, we have a very finished Nautilus. Whoa. And over here, we have a very finished Nautilus. And Paul painted the black that we needed to have inside there, which is a huge improvement. We remounted the lights, so it looks really, really nice. Of course, here's our grills, our vents. I mean, this is a beautiful model. I'm very pleased how it came out in every way, shape, and form. Oh, there they are. Really needed to have those. And of course, this is my battery, but his, of course, is in the container I made, and this is all hooked up and tested. The APC, which is the automatic pitch control, is working very, very well. So we're ready to, well, call this a done deal. So here we go. Giselle and Paul are doing the walls for the layup of these two-piece molds, actually three-piece if you can include the base of the hands. And all this is being done just for finger extensions. And you can see what Paul's got going here. Now this is the back side. And this, yeah, this is the side we're actually casting. And he's laying the clay up, and I've made these little black lines there. That's to indicate where the halfway point is, so we don't get negative draft. And slicing the clay, old technique. Use a couple pieces of board, use the wire here, cutter, and slice an even thickness all the way down to make our nice clay wall. So once they get that done, we can tomorrow make we're gonna make 2-piece ultra-cal mold on this. And then we'll be able to run some fingertips. Well, here it is. Wednesday, Mary's day off, and we're at SNG, of course. we have Paul. That's right, Paul. Remember him. And he's doing a layup for our mold. And Giselle, you know Giselle, and she's doing the other one. And tomorrow we're going to make our molds of these, so we can make them out of fun and gooey stuff. Over here, John is making a memory card. See, we're still working on the chair. We want Lou to have a memory card. Well, here's the mock-up, balsa wood one, getting it to fit exactly the right side.
And it fits just about perfect.
It does. You hear it? So, and we're happy to say, thanks to Randy Newbert of AwesomeVoodooEffects.com, we are getting 2 boards. Count them, 2 boards. He's sending us pre-programmed with not lights. I do the lights. With sounds already on them and wiring already hooked up. So all I have to do is just drop it in, and away we go. And so we will now have really a completed finished chair, which I'm so glad about. Of course, you know all this stuff works, and why is it working? Oh, it's not plugged in. Anyway, but these, of course, turn on the power to the board. This turns on these. This turns on those. This turns on that over there, the comm. And the rest of them will make sounds. And, of course, the memory card will go in there, and then I'll make sounds. The chair is more than done. Has been done, but it's we just needed to fix the sound card thing. So Randy Newbert's mask for his movie is ready to ship out tomorrow morning. Up here, we have been working on the Nautilus. There were things that I wanted to do. It's much more interesting to see me, isn't it? Going to the stairs. Anyway, I beefed up these so we don't have a lot of play in them anymore. And of course, these are the trim tabs. Well, the trims for trimming the boat to dive and surface, rather than actually being used as dive planes per se. And of course, these back here are the actual dive planes. And you see how you hear the servo going. So we got a lot of play there. Don't really need that much to slow it down on the radio. And of course, back here we got a rudder. We got a lot of rudder movement there. So, and of course our propeller. So, okay, so which needs to have a little lubricant on it, I can feel. So that's good. And this, most importantly, of course, these are the rubber band restrainers. You know, there's a lot of ways to keep these down. One of the things I learned from David Merriman was to keep it simple, stupid. And he always said that just use rubber bands to hold in the WTC. Yeah, they rot after a while, but you can replace them easy. You can get a whole bunch of them at the hobby store. They're for holding on the wings of model airplanes. And, you know, and you got the brass hooks here and this, and that's it. That's going to hold that thing down just perfect, and a very quick release, and out it comes. Now, the battery was another issue. Of course, I made up this lovely vacuum form battery encasement, much like the Dumas Akula. Made my own. But let me show you this. This is the battery box. It wouldn't fit this way, so it had to fit standing up, and I'm like, oh God, I just want to put it in there flopping around like some dead fish worm. So what I did instead was this. I made this little box, and this box holds it in place really nice. A slight angle so it's not rubbing on this, and this still functions without rubbing. It's just barely touching, so we're good there. And this makes it much more secure. And yes, there's plenty of room for the top. And I put Dean's connectors on here, which we're going to put some Vaseline on and stuff, which work really good on these because they're gold plated, evidently. And yeah. That pretty much completes this submarine completely, utterly, and totally inside and out. So all I gotta do is put the top on. It's been clear coated, and the clear coating really did a nice job on sealing off all the rust work that Paul did and all that. So we're good to go here. I see some dust on the inside of there, but the first time it hits water, it's going to go away. Okay, so we're going to close this up. there goes the battery box for the lights right there. This goes in here like this. I'm doing it very carefully, not because it's hard to close, because I don't want to scratch paint. And that's it. That's all it takes to close this model. It's very snug, very strong. Nothing rattles. This is what we call a very done model. Okay, here we go. This is a thing I learned from Dick Smith, and I'm sure a lot of other people out there did as well. I never really finished the sculpture off because what I have to do to it next, and I've already pre-loosened it. I made a cut down here and I ran a bunch of water down there, and what that does is loosen up this easy foil, or wonder foil, yeah, that Giselle put on. The water gets on it and you're able to lift away the whole sculpture. And Paul, if you will hold that and keep it on there, I'll show you what I mean, because it's pretty loose. We got this ready here. We're going to transfer it to here, and I put a lot of water on it, and there you go. It just comes right off, and now it goes right over here. And because it's the same shape, and then I can finish the sculpture here, and then make a mold on this, and I know I'll be able to get this off, and that will go over here. Now I can finish the sculpture. Okay, so we got both of these on the perspective back plates, back of her head, the front of her head. We are going to, I'm going to finish off the sculptures next week, and then make molds on these and run the prosthetics either in foam rubber or silicone, and then we're going to put them back on here, back on her life mask, and they'll meet about that close. And then we're going to do an alginate down here around to the ears, and we're going to make a plance that goes over here, down over the ears, and make the ears just kind of smooth with a hole in them, just this kind of hole, so they don't really look like ears. And we're going to do that on both sides, so that will be an additional prosthetic which will overlap all these pieces here. And over here are the hand molds, of course, and boy, that's starting to set up already. This is the second side. This is the first side over here, as you can see. And this is a three-piece mold with the interior of the hand, and these will be our prosthetic fingers. And now, you guys, what has to happen next, because they are learning very quickly how to make molds, is to go around with your thumb and smooth down this stuff. You can also use water on your hand. It will help it smooth down quicker, and then the paper towel, and just smooth out this whole thing. Here we are. We've got our molds, which will open on Monday. You can see how dark they turn when they're really set up all the way, and we'll clean them up and rasp them off, get rid of all the sharp edges, and we'll have our molds for the fingers on this, and then also we'll be working on this. And Paul's going to be doing some sculpting now. He finally gets to do some sculpting. Giselle did a great job on these with Alex and Antonina and Paul, and so yes, that's about as much as I can talk about anymore. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Well, here we are. It's the next week, and you didn't get a show last week because I had to go to Arizona for a wedding, and that was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which didn't allow me to edit a show. We didn't have that much to show you anyway because we're doing a lot of what would you call it? Ordinary kind of stuff around here. Paul's repairing the extended fingertip molds. Yeah, we had a lockup because of the keys, my fault. But they're being repaired and they'll be able to work fine in the end. And over here we have a finished sculpture. This is one of the visitor makeups. This is a prosthetic. These eyes will be clear enough that she can see through, but yet colored, very dark. These are just the temporary blanks, but this sculpture is, I'm calling done, and it's pretty neat. So, and then there's the back of the head, which I still have to work on, and we still have her feet to do today. Then over here, there's John. John's back. Hi. And John's cutting more wood just for a change, so that we can make this structure that fits underneath our enterprise so it can be shipped to the museum. And here's Rosie. Yeah. Giselle will be here later, but here's Giselle for now. Hi, Giselle. we're going to do some interesting things today, which I will show you and add this to last week's video, make one video. So here we got the overflow one. I just used water-based clay on this time, which goes very, very quickly. Now to Vaseline everything up and put a plastic wall around it. A lot of talk about walls lately. And yeah, pour some Ultracal in there. We'll have a mold for this. So guess what? For real fun, we're going to make another mold. Of course, you guys have seen this a bunch, but every time you do it, it's different, isn't it? So here's our creature. And there's our Ultracal, and there's our water, and there's our rinse bucket, and there's where we're going to mix up the Ultracal. And we're going to do a splash coat first, of course, to get all the detail, get it all down to the keys. You see there's that overflow there, which becomes an expanse, a cavity between the mold we're going to make on top and the backplate underneath, so that all the extra foam or whatever material we use to make this prosthetic can flow out very quickly into these open areas. It also cuts down on the amount of surface area actually that the top mold, the main mold, has with the backplate, which makes it easier to open and close and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to do the first coat now. Okay, so here we have our mold that we just finished for the face, and Giselle is going to start working on this. This has to be tapered down so we have a blender edge for the back of the neck. And get this all smooth. This is basically the back of the head, which will butt up to this side here and give us a full head. So over here, the guys are working on the protective scaffolding that will keep this Enterprise from moving around a lot once it's in the truck. So we got these down here. We're going to have supports coming up underneath this with foam to keep it from moving while it's in the truck. So
create that
across the width of the saucer.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah, because basically the way this is going to work, it's going to be the frame in here and just kind of a brace piece, and you should have
some kind of styrofoam.
Well, no, we're going to come up about that close.
Yeah.
But the foam needs to be on it first, so that way we can press it up again so we know it's firmly mounted. Then you'll screw from that edge to that edge, and that'll hold that together. So Antonina is working on her puppet, and she did these really great hand controls for it here. And this way it's very easy to control, and the fingers move really good, so no issues there. I'm just trying to do this one at finger, but you put all your fingers in here and you pull on these wonderful loops that I can't get into, and it moves fingers, see? So they really move nice, so I'm really pleased with that. And so she's tightening up the costumes. The hands flex back pretty well.
Tighten up the sleeves, a little bit of
Tighten up
glue,
the sleeves, a little bit of glue, a little bit of sewing, yeah. No. So we are getting there. And be ready to shoot. See, this one's got the same kind of controller. And you can see how they barely move these, it moves. There we go. Really nice. Good job. So you're all seeing this stuff more than you should for a new show, but you know, first we want to get you excited, exactly, and give you an opportunity to realize that you're not just going to see a bunch of colored lights in the sky and people saying, "What's that?" Well, you missed it. I got all the clay out, pretty much. This bit here. There you go. The secret is to try to grab the clay all in one chunk, which most of this came out all in one chunk. So, but when it's warm, the Chavant stuff is pretty hard to get out. So I have to let that cool a bit. But this is a perfect mold. I mean, there's like no problems anywhere that I can see. See, it's all working really hard. John's over there doing the supports for shipping the Enterprise. Antonina is working on the back of the head of our visitor creature. Over here we have, of course, the hand molds, and of course a really, really nice mold that we made of the visitor's face. You can see how beautiful the mold came out. It's all baked and ready to go. This helmet, you're probably wondering about this helmet. Well, this is a helmet that was designed by Battery Low Exchange Battery. That's who that was. I've been a bit under the weather for a while with food poisoning, although other people tell me it was something else. I still think it was food poisoning for the last several days. Starting to feel a little better now, and that's why we're shooting some video this week. Now, this will mean we haven't had a video for 3 weeks, or, well, 2 weeks, but you get one on the 3rd week off figured out. What we're doing here, you see Paul here, deeply concentrating. Very precision work. Is we're going around, and John has been really helpful on this too, a huge deal. He's built this supportive scaffolding so they can be lifted up very easily, supporting the base and go into a truck that will be here Friday with Lou Delmaso and Steve Dreyer. There were things that we found when we had this huge door open and a lot of light pouring on it we did not like, so we decided to go back over it again. Being such creatures of integrity and skill and talent, we just couldn't let the Enterprise suffer not observing the faults that we found. So we fixed them all, and it really, this one looks better than mine, you know? It does, don't you think?
I like both.
The same way.
And for all of you that are just tuning in, yes, there's a bridge in it, see? I wouldn't lie to you. This is probably the last time it will be filmed. Nobody uses film anymore. The last time it will be seen, really, because soon there is a view screen in there. I know there is. There it is. It will be going to the East Coast with those two gentlemen Friday, which is 1 day away. So we're really making sure we have all our ducks in a row here. You can see I found something here, guys. It's a little piece of hot glue, which can be easily removed. But we're just going over it one last time, because it has been sitting for a while, and we just want to make sure everything is just right, which I believe now it is. I even found 2 holes over here. I don't know how they got there, but they're gone. So I'm pretty happy with it. What about you guys?
I'm really happy with it.
You're really happy with it?
Really happy with it.
Okay. Wow, okay. That's saying something.
Well, the edge is square now. You know, there was a,
yeah, we
there.
had, now I use 1630 and fiberglass backing to make this, and it all worked on me. The thin areas of the saucer just did this, and we couldn't take it, so we did cutting along here and pressing and heat guns and everything, and by golly, it looks real straight now. So, and it shall stay that way. Now, the reason mine didn't do that is because mine was made out of epoxy by West Systems fiberglass reinforced cloth, and that, in my opinion, is the only way to make anything this size like that. The 1630 really didn't cut it. It being poured up thin, it just wanted to warp all the heck and back. But this looks pretty good now. Yeah, it really does. Oh, little beep on there. Where are you guys? Come in the focus. 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 Maybe I push that button there. It'll focus. No, it doesn't want to. So I'll be editing that out. Oh, there's the view. Yeah, there's the view screen. It's so cool. Here we have Antonina's sister, C, working on Giselle's footcast, which is wow, it's a nice footcast, which we made up yesterday because we're going to sculpt a certain kind of feet that I'm not going to talk about because it'll give away what we're doing for, but something is there. Of course, the series that you all can't wait to see and know, of course, so much about. Along with various molds for the face, the hands, fingertip extensions, and you've seen some of this. And of course, the back of the head was you're drying out, and that's going very well. Over here, And I know you're all ready to barf right now the way I'm handling this. We've got more ears for Paul Forrest. And we're going to be making the latex ones net. What are you doing, Paul?
I am putting these lines back into the ship.
Ah.
With pencil.
Yes, with pencil.
Pencil.
Yeah, despite what some model companies say and others, they were just pencil. That's
Pencil
right.
lines.
So, yeah. Don't make them too strong, you know.
Okay.
Just like this over here.
I think we're good.
Yeah?
I think
Good.
we're actually pretty good, yeah, because unless you wanted to go
Yeah, we need a little bit of that still. Here we are with Paul putting on the final touches. What a job, huh? Yeah.
Needed doing.
It did. One last look.
Yeah.
She's ready to go for Friday. Good. And so is the chair. And so is Rosie. So what's Paul doing? He has made some
Doing a lot of
decals.
challenging work.
Yeah, we made our own decals. He made them for the Galileo here.
Yeah,
That worked out very well, didn't it?
it did. So,
Yeah, that's really, really great. He did a great job. He used vector graphics on this,
Yeah.
so that they're line graphics instead of dot matrix. And you can see how well.
yeah, you can scale it to any size with the vector.
Yeah, you can still read them. And
Yeah.
I had my doubts that, of course, even these, I think, read.
They do read,
The
yeah,
little-
they should do.
yeah.
Yeah, they should do.
Yeah.
But I can see it
But
perfectly.
that worked well. And what you're
Yeah.
going to find interesting, ladies and gentlemen, is instead of using the Tester's custom decal French setting stuff, I used a satin Krylon. Out of a can. I sprayed it on in less than 15 minutes we were
Yeah.
ready to transfer these. None of that waiting 3 days. So here it is, it's D-Day, and we have everybody here to pick up the chair and the ship. And this is Lou Del Maso sitting in his own captain's chair.
How are you? How you doing?
Yeah. And here we have Steve Dreyer.
Hello.
And Paul and David, who came all the way out here in an airplane, but got a truck and a van and are going to transport all this stuff back. So what do you think, Lou?
They're not getting me out of this chair.
Yeah.
Just sitting on the way back.
When I die, they will cremate me and sit me back on top of this chair.
You're gonna cremate the chair?
No.
Oh, good.
Put the ashes inside the tribble and then.
He's starting in already.
The wicker chair.
The whole way home. No, there's not going to be plugged in the whole way home. I always get nervous when I see a chair with a cord coming out of it.
Our next stop is to buy a transformer, so we have to.
Don't forget that one. You gotta wait till it
I don't want to run
ends.
20 minutes of it. But
Oh. Well, you have to wait for the other one to finish first. Then lift it up, then down. Then I take it out because it'll go again afterwards. Yeah, I made it out of stacked styrene and painted. Yeah,
that's just-
I didn't have any red. Oh,
I love the finish on this.
it's totally authentic. It's not the like the Gene Roddenberry the Roddenberry one that used to make, which was all Formica.
Oh, Formica, yeah.
No, this was painted with the same kind of paint in the same way with the roller. So it is canon.
Will Smith is going to be so jealous.
Yeah. So Lou,
Steve and I
Lou,
both have our
yes,
own chairs. Do you have your own chair?
We have
our own chairs.
So what do we got here, Steve and Lou? What is this vehicle?
We are members of the Chair Club
This
for Men.
is our official Enterprise Ram 2500 ProMaster.
Right.
It has served us already from Pensacola, Florida, out here to the great state of California, and is going to be heading carrying us back east all the way to the museum in Washington, D.C. And I think it's going to be great for what we're doing.
Cool. And it can, and Enterprise rental cars.
Enterprise
Yeah.
is an official sponsor.
Is a sponsor of the Enterprise getting back to the museum.
Takes a sharp marketing mind to make that connection.
How cool is that, you know?
And the flowers. Let's do it. Okay. Now hop up in there.
Can you hop up and
Yeah, we got this. So you hop.
and then as soon as you get in and you're comfortable, just slide over to the.
There it goes. You break it, we fix it.
You bought it. Do we have a blanket or something?
Oh, it just fits. And there we go.
Is that? Tell me when.
We need to put something over that wall.
We need, yeah, cause
Okay.
I'll do one for posterity.
Okay.
Well, the chair's in.
You got about.
That's the last stage of this whole operation.
That's fitting real snug.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool.
Okay, we can still put
It's in, it's in, it's
stuff on
in.
top of that. It's in.
This is them, they're leaving. This is how Lou is riding back all the way.
All the way to the East Coast in the chair.
Wow.
Wow.
That takes dedication. Well, here they go, guys. The Enterprise is finally on its way to the museum, and that concludes this video of this whole experience and for SNG this week. Have a great weekend. We love you a bunch, and thanks for all the support. Almost gone. Almost gone.
This looks really nice. 77. What price did you get?
I like it.